We are at the midway point of the eclipse season, and it is really bringing to the surface so many things for us to look at. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can work with this energy so that you get the most out of your own inner transformation. My name is Carolyn Yakopich, and I am a divine feminine coach and a leadership mentor. So we have just crossed over this midway point where we are approaching the spring equinox. We came from the first full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo. And so we're still really ripe in that Virgo energy. And it's really what's showing up is this energy of where am I getting in my own way? Where am I in that space of disconnect or disillusion or not knowing who I am? So you might start feeling during the time of the eclipse that you feel lost, that you don't exactly know of your next steps, you're unsure of your life direction. You might feel like, what's the point of it all? Like there could be so many things coming up at this time, and that is what it's meant to do. It's really meant to uproot anything that is not of the truth. An eclipse metaphorically means closing the door to something that no longer serves us and opening the door to something that is in alignment with our soul. So it's easier said than done. It takes a lot of mental strength to hold the vision of that new reality. And it's also imperative that we do something physically with our body, with our breath, to move the energy because we store it innately in our body through the muscle memory of our past. So, with that being said, it's okay wherever you are at, whatever you are going through right now, just know that it is a process. And if you allow yourself to relax, because what will happen is when we start to get into these states of being where things are being uprooted and we might have experiences that are, a little bit discomforting, our nervous system goes out of alignment. It goes out of whack. It becomes, that fight or flight state where we're a little bit more on guard, where we're feeling pressure or stress, like we have to move or we have to do something or we have to change something. And yes, it's great to have the intention to change, to move, to actually do things in alignment, but not until we're in a space of relaxation within our own body can we actually hear the message that is intuitively guided for us to take that aligned action so that we are leading from that space of connection and not disconnection. So, the first thing that is important is to do a practice that will help you to regulate your nervous system, that will help you to slow down because an eclipse is an accelerator. It accelerates our soul's growth and evolution. And the eclipse season and its themes, so we have Virgo and we have Aries coming up. These themes will work with us and unfold over the next 6 months until the next eclipse season. So it's not like we only have a shot at it now, right? We can continue to work with this energy, yet at this time within the season, it is heightened. And there's an accelerated opportunity for us to ride the wave of this transformation. And it's really like an opportunity to clear things out really, really quickly in our life. So you may notice if you follow these eclipses, if you've been following them for years or more recently, that either in your own personal life or in other people's lives around you, you might see things starting to happen and shift and change. For instance, a relationship ending or a new relationship beginning, losing a job, starting a new career, death of loved ones, new birth. And this is also that metaphorical aspect, right, of the death and rebirth cycle within our own consciousness, right? the dying away of the old versions of ourself and the rebirthing of these new, more aligned versions of ourself, where we are tapped into our highest consciousness, highest timeline in this present moment. So bringing that back in, presence is of utmost importance right now. So to bring ourselves into that regulated state of being so that we can receive guidance. And if we don't receive guidance, it's okay. But to continuously be in that fight or flight state is pushing things away. It's when we're in a relaxed state, we're magnetic, we attract. And when we're tight and contracted, stressed, feel pressure, always on the go, it's not coming to us as easily as it would if we were in that relaxed state of being. So the first thing, working with the nervous system, there are some very simple techniques and basic ways that we can work with our nervous system to regulate it. The first one is to go out in nature. Put your feet in the earth. Put your hands in the earth. This helps us to release the electrical current from our body and merge with Mother Earth consciousness. And one way that I truly love, because I understand that, we're in all different areas of the world, and sometimes the weather is not in a state where we can actually put our feet on the earth, right? If there's snow outside or if it's pouring rain, and that's something we don't want to do. My favorite way of connecting, and I really am a tree woman, like that is my thing, forests and trees and nature in that way. If you take a moment to place your hands on a tree, and just remember that your hands are an extension of your heart. So you are linking your heartbeat with that pulsing heartbeat of the tree. And when I place my hands on a tree, I close my eyes and I just allow myself to feel. I take a moment to bring my awareness to the soles of my feet that are touching the earth, shoes on or off. And once I connect and I make that connection, it usually is within moments that I can feel my heartbeat regulate. I can feel the soles of my feet anchoring into the earth. And it's as if I am being rooted into the earth through this tree's root system. And in that, there's this interconnection that happens. And there's this deep sense of stillness and presence that allows me to come into that state of receivership, to receive, to be open, to be relaxed. So this simple practice is so powerful. And there are trees everywhere. There is earth everywhere. So it is something that we can do that is easily accessible to us. Now, the other thing that is really a theme of this particular eclipse is organization, structure, clearing out. So Virgo is that sign of having structures and systems in place, of being organized. So a very great practice, this is the second one that we're looking at now, is to declutter your home, to reorganize your home. I know one practice that I have, it's been ingrained in me for quite some time now, and it's so powerful. When we look at each object that we have, and sometimes there's objects in our house that, it's like we see them, but they don't really do anything anymore. They don't lift our energy, lift our spirits. And to really take a moment to be with that object, put it in your hands, feel it, and just sense, does this help me elevate, or is it neutral, or does my energy deplete or go down from this? And then from that, make a choice. Donate, give it away, throw it away, depending what it is. Now, there's another thing that when we can go even deeper into the connection of that particular object, that maybe it wants to be placed somewhere else because everything has consciousness. And maybe this item would like to be in a different room, on a windowsill, in the sun, so getting very subtle with the connection of the things that you have in your home can help you to reorganize, bring fresh energy. And when things get moved around and things are cleared out, there's more energy flow moving through. And that's allowing us to have more space for new things in our life, new opportunities. So this is a really great practice to put into play at this point in time. And I mean, it's of course coming at this time too, where we're approaching in the Northern Hemisphere the spring equinox. So that's spring cleaning, right? That's the time, is the spring cleaning time. And the third thing that I would really recommend right now is to work with the clearing of the physical vessel. So your body, be mindful of what you put in your body, what you are absorbing, what you are eating, what you are drinking, and what can you do to help to clear your body a little bit more. Maybe you're eating highly processed foods, fried foods, and your body is just craving nutrients right now. So maybe you can add more fresh fruit vegetables, cooked vegetables, or steamed vegetables, right? Like getting more greens in there. Possibly you don't drink enough water. And sometimes I know people don't like water because there's no flavor. So adding lemon, adding ginger, adding, high quality essential oils, a peppermint drop in there helps to also refresh the system and kind of make that more alertness happen in the brain. So there are ways to implement these things that are more supportive and easier to do. So these are the three things I would say are really a great focus point as we're in this midway between the first eclipse and the second eclipse. And tomorrow we have the spring equinox coming. So we're in Aries season. It's an equinox in Aries. Equinox is all about the balance, the harmony, and it's that point of time where the day and night are equal. So the length of that day. And so it brings this opportunity for us to come into that equilibrium, into coherence. So if you are feeling called to go deeper into the release, the let go, the newness, be open to this new energy coming in. I have a workshop tomorrow. It's a spring equinox eclipse Kundalini activation, and it's open to anyone who has practiced with me before or who is new to the Kundalini practice. I bring in elements of Kundalini yoga and all of the other work that I've done throughout my life, because I've been a massage therapist and energy work practitioner. I've done multiple different healing modalities, and it's just been my lifelong work to bring everything I do into one place. So it's an intuitively guided transmission. It is experiential. There will be guided meditations and breath work and movement to move the energy, to be in flow, to really come into the strength of your own being so that you are ready to move forward into your next steps that are in alignment with your soul. So if you're interested, there's a link in the YouTube bio. I will also place it in the description, and always feel free to comment below if you have questions or any other insights that you would like to share with me as well. Have a blessed equinox season, and I will see you very soon.